I'm Bilaal.
Bilaal was 5 years old on a cold, wintry day when he sold clementines door to door to raise $350 to help the earthquake victims in India. His mom thought it was cute and helped him out. Little did she know it was just the beginning.
And I said, well, I have to do something about it. And I was eating clementine at the time when I was thinking about this, and the simplest thing to do was, well, sell clementines.
And he said, I'm going to go out to the community out here and I'm going to sell this box of clementines we have in the fridge. And within the first 4 households, he sold a whole box. Who's going to deny a 4-year-old?
And we thought that was the end of it.
Then came Haiti.
I was flipping through the newspaper and I found a plea from UNICEF. And it had a picture of a child crying on it. And that picture just triggered one sentence in my mind, and it was, why shouldn't other children in other parts of the world have exactly what we have here and what we take for granted? So what I decided to do was I asked my dad for donations of cookie boxes from his business. And he gave me about 20 or 30, thinking about that's how much I'd sell. In the end, I gathered a group of 12 from school, and I ended up selling about 1,000 boxes to raise about $5,000 or $6,000, because there were a few donations as well.
Bilaal took the money he raised to UNICEF Canada, who immediately signed him on to make presentations in schools.
I have seen how just a small effort can make a huge difference.
But then coming out of that, we heard about the tsunami.
Bilaal heard about the tsunami over the radio as he was falling asleep.
And I woke up the next morning with it still fresh in my mind, and I said, I have to do something. There's no way I'm just gonna let this go.
This time, Bilaal not only raised funds himself, he issued a Canada-wide challenge urging all Canadian children to raise funds to reach a goal of $1 million. He became a catalyst for raising close to over $4 million. In March 2005, UNICEF Canada named Bilaal their child representative.
Bilaal, would you like to say something about your trip?
Well, that I'm having fun right now.
And?
Bilaal responded to UNICEF by asking to visit the areas devastated by the tsunami.
Well, what I'm doing here, from Hong Kong, I'm going to fly to other countries like Jakarta, Bangkok, Indonesia, where the tsunami hit. And I hope when I go to those countries, I hope the kids there will feel better.
He felt it was very important for him to go and see what the money had done and what the work UNICEF had done in these areas.
Amazing what water does, but in a bad way. Nobody can control nature.
It was just total devastation. There was boats 3 kilometers inland. There were schools just ripped apart. Islands that had to be evacuated just because of natural disaster. And it was just totally ruined. It's like a giant had just come over and smashed everything in its path.
Came from here, swept across, and washed away everything else in its path.
Hello.
He's the school principal.
I didn't think that it would be the best place for people to live. But it looked like the children enjoyed that space because they had a lot of space to play cricket and enjoy. And after that, I felt it was like really home to them.
On his return to Canada, Bilaal took every opportunity to speak of his experiences.
My name is Bilaal, and my motto has always been, together we can make a difference.
And he continued to support various causes to improve the lives of children.
I urge you all to get involved in helping children around the world.
Children around the world includes those affected by the AIDS pandemic in Africa. Bilal's next stop, Malawi.
There was a baby whose ribs were showing because of no food, and the baby looked just 2 months old, but it was actually a 2-year-old child. And that's when I was really shocked at Bilal's maturity, and this was only, I think Bilal was only 8 or 9 years old at that age, that he could handle this.
Bilal was so moved by his first trip to the African continent that he celebrated his 10th birthday by returning, this time to Tanzania to build a school.
Nasema jambo, jambo bwana, habari gani, mzuri sana.
How many people know someone who has HIV?
He educated himself on AIDS and used the information to debunk myths about the dreaded disease.
Jambo bwana.
But more than that, I went there and I started my own school for HIV and AIDS orphans and other privileged children who didn't have the opportunities, who didn't have the money to be able to attend school. And I'm just another 12-year-old that's taken action, just like so many of others around the world, so many of my classmates.
He set a goal for himself, right? And it's going to be interesting to see how it develops. I don't know how we're going to find out, but somewhere, somehow, Bilaal will do something to get 1 million kids inspired to be active.
Bilaal has now written a book with tips and ideas for making change.
So I ask you today, why not a world without hunger and poverty? Why not? I want to hear it. Why not? We can do better than that. Why not? Why not a world without war and conflict? Why not? History has shown us time and time again that if we work together, we can do anything. So many things that I've seen have really moved me. Just wanting to do more. But what's also really moved me is the fact that these children have nothing, absolutely nothing, yet they smile with joy for the fact that they still have their own lives and they have the future to look forward to, as well as us here in Canada who can help them.